Hi, Lerato. Thanks for having me. Apparently, like you said, we actually saw the market drop up about 23,802 points. That's about 0.48% against where it opened this morning. We've actually seen the market actually dropping over the period now for this week, close to about 400 points plus. Yeah, we've seen it's more a bit of it's been a short week one. You've got the profit takers actually in the market, secondly, and thirdly, it's more on the investor side and more of wait and see if good opportunities are actually coming in. So when you see the profit takers coming into the market, it actually just tends to dull the market because on the flip side, the bulls are not really there. Lined up waiting to enter. It's more like a wait and see approach they are actually adopting right now. So any sell or any bearish move in the market actually might just carry every other person along right now. Lerato.
And Nwabueze, also we're seeing a lot of reforms being taken by the SEC, also by the interim managers of the Nigeria Stock Exchange, suspending over 50 companies for not releasing their results over the last 2 years. Is that having a direct impact on those investors coming into the market today?
Yeah, sure. That I mean, the current reform actually gives people the more reason to actually adopt the wait and see attitude. It's more like we want to see it really the stock exchange really come up to a good start, a good level where all the perceived or observed irregularities are actually being dealt with, and typically you wouldn't expect. I mean, general investors would generally just want to see, okay, yeah, let's see that the whole house, the whole scenario is actually put in a proper order, and we can now begin to step into it. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why you actually see a lack of the people coming in for the good prices at these levels, and they'll rather just wait and just watch and see to what extent the reform can actually carry through.
Okay, let's talk about what's also happened in other news. For instance, yesterday, news that Nigeria's foreign currency reserve position has fallen 5.58% to now come in at $36 billion. This drop in reserve position, is that having a direct impact on the Naira, or is the Naira just responding to global forces as we're seeing other emerging market currencies?
Well, I mean, so far, if I recall correctly, this is not the lowest level that the reserve has been this year. So really, it might put people on a bit of watch. But outside of that, I think the main driver to where the rates will actually be would be what we see via the central bank window, and I think the central bank has actually continued to ensure that some form of stability actually is in the dollar naira rate, and we've seen them actually pushing up their offers into the market for this week, in as much as demand obviously outweighed the offers, but unexpectedly we've seen them actually pushing up their offers into the market this week. So we're getting the feelers or the indication that they're actually signaling that their ability to meet the market demand, and at the same time wouldn't want to see rates actually pushing up on volatility based on such news. Typically you would have expected that such news would actually push the dollar rates on the upside.
All right, so we're seeing the CBN coming in to defend the Naira a little bit. Let's also talk about this dollar demand that seems to be increasing in Nigeria in recent days, weakening the Naira as we're seeing over the last few days. What's prompting this kind of dollar demand?
We at the Naira moving at these levels. Typically, I mean, I think a bit of statistics here might help. Typically, over this period, we actually see some surge in demand via generally in the interbank market. So, seeing such demand come into the market might not be new. There might be other factors which we fully don't really have a grasp of right now. And like I said, the demand level is not really something new for this period. The rates would obviously move in tandem to that when it's been seen that the demands are not fully filled. And a bit of it, I think, for the past few weeks, the oil flows have not been as much as the previous months that we've witnessed. So that really has dried up the alternative forms of dollar liquidity that we normally would get into the market. We expect that a bit of oil flows coming into the market might begin to tamper it. We've seen actually what happened from last week into this week on the back of a few oil inflows that came into the market, and that might actually continue to put some like a stopgap to the rise of the dollar naira rate.
All right, let's talk about what we're likely to see towards the end of the week. We know that a lot of businesses will be shut down in Nigeria to celebrate Eid and the end of Ramadan, and consequently there are concerns that funds won't be released until next week. Will that have any impact on the exchange rate?
Typically, I mean, if we look at the dynamics of the market and as per what how the market flows, really it shouldn't. But I wouldn't put out the fact that you might have one or two people come into the market to actually take advantage of such this thing. But typically, it really shouldn't have much effect because funds utilization will all fall in on the same day.